As the French Open draws closer, the drama is already unfolding long before the first main draw ball is struck. Paris is about to welcome the biggest names in tennis, but some of the stories emerging just days before Roland Garros are far more emotional than anyone expected. We are talking about legends receiving one final chance, icons being left out, rising stars dealing with heartbreak, and one home favorite trying to calm a nation's nerves. This year's tournament is shaping up to be about much more than just trophies. One of the most emotional announcements came when the French Open officially revealed its wildcard list, and two names instantly stood out. Wawrinka and Gael Monfils are heading back to Roland Garros thanks to wildcard entries, and for many fans, this feels like a farewell gift from the sport itself. Both players are currently in what is expected to be their final season on the professional tour, and their return to Paris carries a special kind of weight. For Wawrinka, Roland Garros is not just another stop. It is the place where he achieved one of the greatest moments of his career. Back in 2015, he stunned the tennis world by defeating Novak Djokovic to win the title, proving that he belonged among the sport's elite. Even now, ranked outside the top 100, he still commands respect every time he steps on court. The idea that this could be one of his final appearances on the red clay where he became a champion makes the moment incredibly powerful. Monfils brings a different kind of emotion. He has always been the entertainer, the player who could turn a routine match into pure theater. French crowds adore him, and no player seems to feed off the energy of Paris quite like Monfils. Even though his ranking has slipped dramatically, his connection with the fans has never faded. This wild card was expected, but seeing it confirmed makes it real. Roland Garros may soon say goodbye to one of its most beloved showmen. Not everyone got the dream call, though. David Goffin, another veteran in his final season, missed out on a main draw wild card. Instead, he will have to fight through qualifying. That means the former world number 7 has one more obstacle between him and what may be his final appearance at the French Open. For a player who once reached the quarterfinals here, it feels like a harsh twist. But maybe that challenge fits his career perfectly. Goffin has always been the type to fight quietly, without the spotlight, and perhaps one more battle in qualifying will add another chapter to that story. On the women's side, the wild card list brought a major surprise that immediately got fans talking. Venus Williams was not included. That single omission may be the biggest shock of the pre-tournament announcements. Venus had openly talked about wanting to compete in Paris this season. She already made a return to clay at the Madrid Open, her first clay event in 5 years, and even though the results were mixed, just seeing her back on the surface was enough to spark excitement. Many expected Roland Garros to welcome the 7-time Grand Slam champion with a wild card, especially after she had already received entries to major events earlier this year. But this time, the invitation never came. It is a surprising decision, especially because Venus is still one of the most recognizable names in the sport. Her absence from the singles draw means fans may not get another chance to watch her compete on the Paris clay, where she once reached the final. That said, she may still be part of the tournament in another role. Reports suggest she could join the broadcast team, bringing her experience and star power to television coverage. For viewers, that is still a win, but for those hoping to see one last comeback, it is definitely disappointing. Then there is one of the saddest updates of all. Holger Rune will not be playing the French Open. For many fans, that news lands hard because Rune has been one of the most exciting young stars on clay in recent years. He has not played since suffering a ruptured Achilles tendon last October, an injury that completely derailed his season. The expectation was that he would return in Hamburg and use that event to test his body before Paris. That would have given him at least a chance to make a late push for Roland Garros, where he has already reached the quarterfinals twice. Instead, Rune announced that he is skipping the entire clay season. His message was honest and emotional. He made it clear that the decision was difficult but necessary. For a player known for his fierce competitiveness, stepping away from a major event like the French Open shows just how serious recovery can be. It is a reminder that tennis careers can change in an instant. One moment a player is chasing titles, and the next they are simply hoping to get healthy again. The timing is especially painful because Rune has always looked like someone capable of going deep in Paris. His aggressive style, his confidence, and his ability to thrive in long physical matches made him a dangerous outsider every year. Without him, the draw loses one of its most unpredictable threats. While Rune's update brought disappointment, there was better news for Arthur Fils. The rising French star scared fans when he retired from his opening match in Rome, trailing badly and clearly dealing with discomfort in his hip. For a moment, it looked like another devastating injury setback. That would have been brutal timing. Fils has been one of the breakout stars of the 2026 season. He won Barcelona, reached the semi-finals in Madrid, and has looked more confident than ever on clay. Many believed Roland Garros could be the tournament where he finally announces himself as a true contender. Fortunately, the news from his camp was reassuring. Medical tests showed no serious damage, and the retirement in Rome was described as precautionary. Fils has already returned to training, which means his French Open hopes are still very much alive. That matters not just for him, but for the entire tournament. French tennis has been desperate for a homegrown star to make a deep run in Paris. Every year the pressure builds, and every year expectations fall short. Fils may finally be the player capable of changing that narrative. He has the game, the confidence, and perhaps most importantly, the fearless mentality to embrace the spotlight rather than run from it. So as Roland Garros approaches, the storylines are already impossible to ignore. Legends like Wawrinka and Monfils are getting one final chance to step onto the grandest clay stage. Venus is watching from the outside after a surprising rejection. Rune's comeback dream has been delayed again, and Arthur Fils carries the hopes of a nation while trying to stay healthy at exactly the right moment. This is why the French Open is never just about the matches. It is about legacy, heartbreak, and those unexpected twists that appear before the tournament even begins. And with all these stories unfolding, one thing is certain. Paris is about to deliver another unforgettable chapter in tennis history. Which of these stories do you think will have the biggest impact on the French Open? Let us know in the comments because this year, the drama may start before the first serve.